Madam, you think say here be Mushin market? Come back later when your husband can afford this lace.
Wow. Why did people still kept buying from Madam Tola when she was the rudest vendor in the whole of Baligan market? Lagos Island never sleeps. By 6 a.m., Baligan market is already buzzing, horns blaring, boys shouting, women spreading wrappers across tables, and the smell of roasted corn mixing with exhaust fumes in the air. In this chaos, everyone hustles like their life depends on it. Because here, it does. Yet in the middle of all this noise stood a shop that didn't need to hustle, Tola Textiles. Painted bright yellow with gold signage, her shop was the kind that made people stop and stare. Her windows always displayed the most expensive laces, George wrappers, Swiss voile, Dubai tulle, Italian silk, all carefully lit with soft lighting. While other traders spread their goods on wooden tables or hangers made from mop sticks, Madame Tola's fabric sat on polished glass shelves like museum pieces. She didn't shout like the others. No need. She just sat inside with her gold bangles, red lipstick, and that signature high bun of hers, like a queen in her throne room. Yet what truly confused people wasn't her wealth or her silence. It was her attitude. Madame Tola was rude. Very rude. A woman once walked in and greeted her politely. "Good morning, Ma. I saw one of your lace designs online and..." Madame Tola cut her off without looking up from her phone. "Can't you see I'm busy? Check the shelf and leave what you can't afford." Another day, a bride-to-be came in with her mother, excited to choose fabric for her wedding. The girl smiled and said, "Auntie, please, I'm getting married next month and I love this material. But I don't have the full money now. Can I?" Tola interrupted. "This is not a charity shop. Come back when your husband can feed you properly." Everyone gasped. The bride almost cried. Yet the shocking part. She still bought it. In fact, she returned weeks later to buy fabric for her bridal shower. That's when people began to whisper. How person go insult you like that and you still go back? This woman must be using something. E no clear. Even rival traders who watched in silence knew something was off. Her shop never lacked customers. When one left, two entered. Even celebrities came, stylists, fashion designers, even governors' wives. And despite her nasty attitude, people couldn't resist buying from her. Aya Remy, who sold lace just across the road, noticed it more than anyone. She saw how Madame Tola would sit and scroll on her iPhone, not even acknowledging greetings, while her shop stayed full. Meanwhile, Aya Remy, who smiled and offered cold water to her customers, barely got 3 people a day. One afternoon, she leaned against her stall and muttered to her daughter Remy. "This woman fit dey do juju, I swear. I no go lie." The daughter nodded. "Mommy, even me wey be Gen Z, I dey fear am." People gossiped, but no one had proof. Some said maybe it was just packaging. Maybe she was just rich enough to import exclusive designs. But those who had been in the market long enough, those who had seen things, knew better. Because on 3 separate nights, people swore they saw her enter her shop around 4 a.m., long before anyone else. Not to stock shelves. Not to clean. But to go behind the curtain at the back. Into the locked metal door no one else ever opened. They said light glowed through the cracks. And sometimes, a strange smell came out, like burning herbs, or hair. Her name was Angela. A young, soft-spoken caterer preparing for her introduction ceremony. She had saved for months just to buy the right lace. Not just any lace, Madame Tola's gold-trimmed French net, the one she had seen on Instagram. She entered Tola Textiles with a shy smile and hope in her heart. "Good afternoon, Ma," she said. "Please, I saw one of your gold laces online, 65,000 naira per 5 yards. I really like it. But I only have 50,000 naira, I was hoping. Tola didn't even lift her eyes. She slowly sipped a glass of Chapman from a fancy straw and muttered. So because you're poor, you want me to reduce my price? Do I look like your village auntie? Angela's smile froze. The assistant girl beside her gasped softly, but said nothing. Other customers looked on in awkward silence. Angela chuckled nervously, trying to keep her composure. No more. This is for my introduction, and I really love this fabric. I was hoping to. Madam Tola dropped her drink on the table, hard. If you don't have money, leave. I don't have time for stories. This is not Mushin Market. Please. Angela stood still. Her face was red. Her hands trembled. And then, tears rolled down her cheeks. She turned and walked out, humiliated. Other customers watched her go but said nothing. It was like everyone in the shop was under a silent spell. One of them, a woman named Mario, whispered to the lady beside her. Why are we still here? That was too much. The other lady shook her head slowly. I don't know, but I still want that purple velvet. My tailor is waiting. By the next week, Angela returned. This time, without protest, she dropped 70,000 naira cash for the same lace. No haggling. No smiles. No explanation. As she walked out with the nylon bag in hand, her eyes were distant, like she wasn't fully there. That was when the whispers in the market began to change. It was no longer just gossip. Now it was fear. Behind her back, they called her names. The Queen of Insults. Ankara Jezebel. Market Marine. But no one ever said it to her face. No one dared. A woman named Stella, who used to sell in the same row as Tola, once tried to call her out. She shouted from across the road. Tola, one day your mouth will put you in trouble. You they use bad mouth chase customers like say no magic they bring them back. That night, Stella's only